everyone who's joining. We're really excited to have you all here today. You're going to go ahead and get started. I am really excited to have Juan here from Info Plus. He's one of our very own, a CHW, who's been a big part of the group. So we're excited to feature his work. So with that, I'm going to throw it over to Juan and take it away.
Awesome. Thank you, Maureen. Thank you for allowing us to have this space to talk about Info Plus. Thank you everyone for joining in. I really hope that this is informative to you guys and hopefully beneficial. As Maureen mentioned, my name is Juan. I am the community health representative for Info Plus. When we talk about Info Plus, people ask the first question, which is, what is Info Plus? And overall, I guess I want you guys to think that Info Plus literally is just an online resource center. That's pretty much what we do. We share information, we provide education, and we try to create awareness on various social disparities. We try to advocate for community health workers, and that's pretty much what we do. Info Plus stands for information, but plus other things. We do so much more than just sharing information. And this is done through our online platforms. Yesterday, I was invited to a retreat by the Kane County Health Department. And the main focus of this retreat was to talk about equity. And it was so informative and such an amazing retreat that it reminded me the reason that we do what we do, not only us at Info Plus, but you guys and everybody who's watching as the community. So I really hope that I can remember some of the most highlighted points to bring to this presentation, because it's so important that we still bring those things in, talk about equity, equality, justice, and all of that. So with that, I'm going to begin by saying that Info Plus initiated in 2016 as an idea to provide community resources and support volunteer work in the state of Illinois. Back in 2016, I began to do my first steps of advocacy for mental health. And so I was invited to join training for domestic violence prevention. And so it was a 4-day training, and while I was there, I was amazed about all the information that I had no idea it existed. And I was wondering, who else doesn't know that all of this exists, that we have all these resources in our community? And so this is where the idea began of creating an online resource platform where people can just go in and find all the resources that they need. They don't necessarily have to go to a specific organization to find that information. We wanted to create something where people can just follow one specific online platform and all the information would be there. But I also wanted to go through the second bullet point, which is that in 2017, a beloved community member passed away of cancer, and he was a huge advocate for volunteer work. And so he passed away on April 26th. And from that day on, in order for us to remember or honor his memory, we decided that we were gonna volunteer ourselves to different organizations and volunteer our time and skills to those organizations to help them out on whatever it is that they needed. As a team, this was our first sort of support group that we had in community work that we had created here in Elgin specifically. And then in 2019, Info Plus was chosen as the official name for community initiatives in the northwest suburbs of Chicago, and a Facebook page was launched to provide trustworthy community information. And I want to pause here to highlight the word trustworthy, because at yesterday's retreat, when we were asked why do we think that people don't have the good outcomes when it comes to healthcare, what are those barriers? The majority of us, if not everybody, we said trust. The community doesn't trust the system. We don't trust, what it said in the news. We don't trust what it's online. We don't trust anybody anymore. And so I wanted to highlight that specific word, which is trustworthy, because the information that we share through our online platforms, it's information that we as a system, as a group, share because we are the community and we trust it, and we want others in the community to also trust it because it comes from a resource that we all trust. So we are huge on making sure that we fill in that gap of trust. So then in 2021, we officially launched our website. So I'm gonna go ahead and go through the next slide, which talks about our values and goals. So the following principles form the basis of all conduct within Info Plus and decision-making with those we serve. So we always look at this specific values, which is integration, compassion, and equality. And whenever we share anything in our platforms, we make sure that each resource meets this criteria, that it's integrational, compassionate, and equality. One of the things at yesterday's retreat also, they talked about equity, and they were mentioned that many times you can have equity, you don't have equality. It's like a chain. So we want to make sure that we fill in that gap of equality so that then we can have equity and then we can have justice. So it's like a change of work. And so we always focus a lot that on things that we share or the things that we do, they meet the specific values. Our goal is to provide trustworthy information, awareness, and education, and create healthy communities. If you guys can take anything out of this presentation, it would be that that InfoPlus, their main goal, the main goal is to create healthy communities. That's pretty much the main goal, what we have in mind. And the reason being is because we really do believe that by creating healthy communities, we can be an example to other communities. And then by those communities being an example, they can be an example to other communities and so on until we build a healthy state. And as a state, we can be an example to other states. And the idea is to build a healthy nation. That's probably personally my huge dream that I know it's a long way to go, but, can't stop you from dreaming, And one of the things that we know about creating healthy communities is the education is key. And that's why our slogan, our slogan, I guess, is knowledge is power, because we do believe that once you are educated and have the right resources, you'll have the power and you'll be able to do so many great things for your community. So that's our main goal. And this is a little bit about how our work looks like. I know I talked to you guys about Goodwill Day, which takes place every April 26th. So on the left side, my left side, you have the organizations where we have actually volunteered throughout the years. We began at the Alliance for Great Lakes. Our group of about 25 people, we all went and cleaned up beaches at the Lake Michigan. The following year, we then joined the Habitat for Humanity. We helped them build homes at the Carpentersville suburb. The year after that, then we joined the Food for Greater Elgin food pantry here in Elgin. When the COVID-19 crisis hit, we started encouraging our community to donate to this organization called Give India, and this specific organization was helping a lot with the crisis of COVID-19 in the country of India. So all of the donations that we were able to collect, they were given to these organizations, and then the money was sent to India to help with the crisis. And this year, we joined the Project Cure organization, which is an organization that they collect medical equipment and send it to countries that they most need it. And so we began collecting medical equipment here in our own group. And then we went to Project Cure and packed it and shipped it all the way to Ukraine, because as you know, Ukraine is going through a lot right now. And so it was important that we would support that mission as well. On the top right part, we have our own initiatives, and I wanted to highlight these two because they mean so much to me. On the month of May, we have our campaign that it's called Your Mind Matters. And we do a lot of research and outreach with other mental health and behavioral health clinics to break the stigma about mental health. And then the other one that I wanted to talk to you guys and highlight was the Kids Against Leukemia campaign. I love this one. It's probably my favorite one because this is kids making awareness about pediatric cancer. And we do this by doing lemonade stands, and then the money that gets collected as well with basket raffles, it gets donated to any organization that supports families that have a kid with leukemia or a kid with cancer. And then down on the bottom, we also do outreach. We get invited to different events in the area. There was an event for autism here in Elgin. It was a huge event, and we reached out to our partners that focus on autism resources, and we went and shared those resources with the community. On the other side, every year we partner up or we join the American Cancer Society's Relay for Life, which it's a relay that collects and supports caregivers, and those who are get impacted by cancer. And then finally, the last one, it would be with the United We Dreams squad group. This is a group that focuses on pretty much making politicians accountable for an immigration reform. And so with this organization, it's a nationwide organization. So what they do, or what we do in general, is do rallies. We make a lot of awareness about DACA and the reason why we need a immigration reform. And so we couldn't done this without you guys, pretty much, because you guys are the ones who offer this information. You guys are the ones who have these resources. We're pretty much the link between you guys and the community. And so it is very important for us to make sure that we partner with organizations that have the same value as us and that share the same idea of creating healthy communities. If an individual, doesn't even have to be an organization, but if an individual is interested in collaborating with us, there's our email. You can send us an email and say like, hey, we want to partner up. We want to join your, Your Mind Matters in May campaign, or your Kids Against Leukemia campaign, or your Relay for Life Cancer, or your awareness about DACA, whatever it is that you want to partner, or if you have your own resources that you would like us to share through our own platforms, we are open on that. We want to make sure that the community knows that you guys are out there. It's very important for us to network with you guys. So again, we are a very, very small group. Sometimes we're only 3 of us, and sometimes it's 24 of us. We never know, but we always push it so that we continue this goal of creating healthy communities. And so if you guys would like to partner up, again, there's our website, www.infoelite.com, or you can even just give us a like on Facebook, or give us a share on our TikTok account, which is pretty new, or send us an email, or take a look at our YouTube channel and see all the informative videos that we have in there. So I really appreciate you guys' time, and thank you so much for giving me this opportunity to talk about our small but very important little group. Thank you guys.